Hello, this is Celeste of Astrology by Celeste, and I just wanted to record a quick video about what is going on in California and focus in on the governor, Gavin Newsom. So I'm Celeste Brooks, an astrologer, a coach, and an intuitive, and the host of the Celestial Insights podcast, a podcast which helps you navigate the energies of the week like a boss. And and I love helping people through your natal chart. My background is I have over 25 years of corporate experience. So I love helping people with setting goals through my coaching programs and then helping people achieve their goals and living the life of their dreams and using astrology create a plan, set time markers and to achieve things in natural sync with your natal chart. And tomorrow we're having a full moon in Sagittarius. And this is a very important full moon for both Donald Trump and Gavin Newsom. They both have both Sagittarius energy in their charts. So I did a presentation for the Tucson Astrology Guild a few years ago where the presentation was about the moon phase families, which are these 27-month cycles. So if you listen to the Celestial Insights podcast, every week I talk about where we are in the moon phase family, and I give you all the dates for the moon phase family. These are 27-month cycles where something is seated at the new moon. Things are always seated at the new moon. And then every 9 months, there is an advancing in the lunar phase where there can be events related to what was seated, so the same story. So you'll have a new moon, and this one was 23 Sagittarius. 9 months later, there was a first quarter moon in Virgo. 9 months after that, full moon. 9 months after that, last quarter moon. And so the moon at about 23 Sagittarius, for Donald Trump, it was hitting him in the moon south node, and for Gavin Newsom, it was hitting him in the Mars IC. So really activating their charts. When things activate our lights, which are our sun and the moon, are the luminaries. So this new moon in 23 Sagittarius was a new moon on Donald Trump's um, south node and moon, which suggests the moon rules emotions, reactions that could be fiery, that could lead to loss. And this date, December 14th, was the date that Donald Trump announced that after he lost the 2020 election, he announced that he wanted people to come to the Capitol for January 6th. So this was the new moon that seeded the story of January 6th. And in this talk, I talk about each of the phases related to January 6th. Well, at the same time, the governor was having his own troubles. This was a south node solar eclipse. Solar eclipses are karmic, they're fated, they're times of things, of big turning points in our lives when our chart is activated. So for Donald Trump, it was really activated. He needed to get out of his house, the White House, not his house, our house. He needed to get out of the White House and move. He lost the election. He did not want to go, so he tried to stage an insurrection to stay. It didn't work, thankfully, but he really tried. For Gavin Newsom, there was a recall campaign where they tried to get him out. And I thought I was wrong. I thought he was going to be recalled. I missed something. I missed Neptune was his opponent was too weak. But anyway, that doesn't neither here nor there. But his Mars, his energy, his drive was challenged And he has Mars square Pluto. So the reason I'm talking about the two of them is their charts are intricately tied in together. I think they have some, if you believe in past lives, they have some karmic story where Donald Trump's South Node is at the same degree, and Moon is at the same degree as Gavin Newsom's Mars, this 20 and 21 Sagittarius and his IC. So it gives themes of in a past life, maybe they had a conflict between their families or something like that. Mm. Or they were in a relationship together and they fought all the time, or they had a very passionate, fiery conflict in relationship, and they've been in conflict throughout. Like Donald Trump has had it out for Gavin Newsom because he doesn't like him because wait, he's a Democrat. He doesn't like him because he's handsome. I mean, yeah, he's everything this one would like to be, if you ask me, in terms of articulate, handsome, smart. Yeah. Anyway, he is I would say he's just a big bully with Mars on his ascendant. I would say he is a fighter with Mars square Pluto. Very, very, very ambitious, determined. Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. He's a crusader. Mars in Sagittarius will fight for his beliefs. He's the same way. He will fight for, both of them will fight for their beliefs. Both of them will fight for their beliefs. And yeah, but Mars, yeah, Mars square Pluto, he's going balls to the wall. And they have they have that in common. They both have planets and placements on Regulus, the fixed star that is a royal fixed star. It's a star of kings, of military success. It's at 29 degrees of Leo, or at least it was for most of our lifetime, but in like 2011, it moved to zero Virgo, which was a big deal. Yeah, because it moved from it's symbolically to me, it's like we're moving away from this hierarchical society where the lucky ones, the wealthy, royalty are the ones that are elevated, elevated, elevated. And we're moving potentially to a place, I don't know how long it's going to take, but Pluto in Aquarius is 20 years, where the power will be moving to the people after they cannot take it anymore. Pluto in Aquarius was in Aquarius last at the French Revolution and the part of the American Revolution. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, let's go to, and so the reason, yeah, this moon phase family is interesting because what happens is we have these 27-month cycles, but after this one ends, a new one starts at approximately the same degrees, but a little bit backwards in the zodiac 9 months later. So the full moon that's happening tomorrow is related to this moon phase family. And yeah, this full moon. So let me see if there's anything else I want to say about him. So you can, okay, he really is a crusader. And that we can see, you like to see things in the natal chart at least 3 times to really say, "Ooh, yes, it's his Mars and Sagittarius at his root, at his IC, the most private part of his chart. He is driven in order to, he is really driven in order to fight for his beliefs, and his Mars rules his third house of communication. because Scorpio's there and his eighth house of deep psychological processes. Mars rules that. Yeah. And he was born at the first quarter moon. His sun is at 16 Libra. He's a Libra sun. He is driven. Fairness is an important quality. Libra is an air sign. Air signs are humane. Air signs communicate and connect. He's a connector, and he can be, if he wants to, a diplomatic. He is very eloquent, and he can articulate his points very well and in an orderly fashion. This Virgo rising, he's very mercurial. Mercury rules Virgo, and he's got his Mercury in Scorpio, so he's a strategic person. He is very strategic. I know people have been giving him crap about his podcast where he's got, right-wing people, like really far right, like Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk. I see this as he's getting himself in front of other people in the country. He's also, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think he's gathering evidence for the potential Nuremberg trials part two that could be coming in 4 or 5 years with all the crimes that are being committed around now. It's quite possible. Yes. Um, so he's got this Mars square Pluto. First quarter moon phase, Stephen Forrest talks about that's a crusader archetype where your sun, your identity and essence is in a tense, and this is a first quarter moon. It's an opening square where emotionally, ooh, like there can be, and his sun is in Libra, which has to do with like law and legal stuff. His moon in Capricorn, government, yeah. And there's this clash, internal clash between him a bit. How he identifies and how he sees himself as all this. He probably sees himself as this really fair person. He tries maybe to be fair, but the Capricorn moon to me suggests, hierarchical. Like there's a tense fight within him where probably when he was younger, he had to submerge his ego a little bit. He's got this Sun Libra, the Sun South node, in order to establish order and keep the hierarchy. It would be real. I'd love to talk to him about how that showed up in his life, but anyway, it's neither here nor there. Okay, he's got a grand trine in fire. So he is a fiery person, just like Donald Trump. Donald Trump has so much fire in his chart too. Donald Trump he's missing the Aries, but he's got a lot of fire, a fire ascendant and a moon and fire, moon trine Mars. He can get really steamed up. And look at him, he's got that orangey color. Leo risings, especially because he has Mars on his ascendant, that speaks to his coloring in addition to the makeup he wears. Um, yeah. And what else do I want to say? Oh yeah, he's got Jupiter trine his north node. He is meant to be someone who's a leader, a celebrity. Yeah, there's big things planned for him. Mm. And I think that's enough about him. But yeah, he's a Libra sun, Capricorn moon, and Virgo rising. And how this shows up, he yeah, you can feel the sense of authority. He communicates very clearly. And ooh, today he went boom, 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 boom. And Donald Trump attacking California with these ICE raids and sending the military is really amplifying Gavin Newsom's profile. And if you put them together, you can see that Donald Trump's sun, Uranus in North Node, is at Gavin Newsom's midheaven. So the North Node is an amplifier. So Donald Trump has multiple times amplified Gavin Newsom's identity. He calls him Gavin Newsom. He's such a toddler. Um, yeah. He refuses to say his name properly. He calls him this new scum. I see that as Uranus at the top. He's trying to hurt his image. Well, I guess he does with his, you know, people. But anyway, yeah, and see how there's this past, the South Node speaks to karmic and potentially past life stories. They're finishing up this karma in this life that was unresolved in the last life. Yeah. And look at Donald Trump's Jupiter is on his sun. He magnifies, he expands Gavin Newsom's identity. The president's Mars is on Gavin Newsom's Jupiter. Gavin Newsom expands Donald Trump's rage and anger and aggression. This full moon is very intricately connected to both of them. Look at for Donald Trump. He's having a Mars return. And on Saturday, he's having a birthday parade, which we're paying for. See, and he's having this Mars return. Uranus is at his midheaven. So this is what we are dealing with. We are dealing with as a country because he is the leader, this Uranus squaring his Mars and ascendant, and he's acting in ways that are shocking, breaking things, breaking norms, breaking our values, breaking traditions. And this is going on into next year. He's going to have 3 hits with Uranus square his ascendant, which could be times when he's really doing things. And right now, see how close it is, 28 and 29. He is calling in the Marines into LA. It's totally uncalled for. He called up the National Guard. He didn't have the legal authority to it. This is his Uranus and his 10th. He like just breaks, he just does whatever he wants. He breaks norms. He will not follow rules. So you see the sun is on his North Node. So it's amplifying. He's about to have a birthday, amplifying his ego. And the moon is on his South Node. So emotionally, he's like, there's probably ketchup, going places, but emotionally, really pay attention to how he's behaving, and you'll really see this Uranus square his ascendant when things are like shocking that come up. And now Mercury's back in the sign, and look at it. Mercury is squaring his Neptune. So he may go off on some rant and blah, blah, blah. Now, with something that's interesting that's happening with him, Jupiter is going to station on his Venus. Now, before I get to that, let me just show you Gavin Newsom and the full moon. Look at the full moon in Gavin Newsom. The sun is at his midheaven, the highest point in his chart, his career, his calling. It's all eyes on him. It's illuminating. Opposite his Mars, he is fighting the leader, and the people are on his side. We are with him, the people of California, even the ones who don't like him. We are with him. He said to Donald Trump, "Do not leave my people alone. Come get me. Arrest me. My address is 1234 Main Street. I'll be waiting for you. Send your goons with the badges and the guns and the handcuffs. Arrest me." Now, is Donald Trump going to arrest him? If he does, notice the timing. I think it might be right before the Cancer new moon. If he does, well, that's what I thought. And then I pulled some cards. The cards I pulled, and I pulled for the next few. I asked about the next few days, but we'll see how long these last. So my question was about because I recorded a whole big video, but I felt I wandered around too much, so I'm recording another one. Um, First, like what's going on with Gavin Newsom? What is the energy around him? And I was hoping for the next week. And volcanic mountains. This is Trish James' prediction deck, and it's pretty accurate. Volcanic mountains, tension escalates, and we know I didn't need the cards to tell me that. We know Mars is squaring Uranus on Sunday, June 15th. That is intense energy of tension, conflict, um, revolution, protest, violent interactions, sudden clashes. That's what's coming on. Um, like, yeah, it's assassination energy. There was someone who was an attempted assassination on, I think it was a Colombian somebody, um, politician. Mars square Uranus can be assassination energy, and we've already seen that. Yeah. In the United States, I think we're just going to see with this parade that there people are going to be in the streets protesting coast to coast, um, and then uprooted, take it out. So this is why I think Gavin Newsom may be as well going to prison. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I hope he does. I hope he does it. I hope he puts him in prison. That's going to amplify his his identity. And I don't know, Gavin could be our next president in November of 2028. Jupiter, the planet of luck, expansion, and success, is going to be on Gavin's sun. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, what else did I want to talk about with this? I did, let me share. Oh, let's talk about the full moon. Okay, so this I've demonstrated how their charts are intertwined. Um, and I called that presentation I did A Tale of Two Kings because they both have this fixed star Regulus. They both have planets or placements right around 29 of the 29 of the fixed stars. And I just found it so interesting that, this moon phase family and they're back, and the clash between them is now. Yeah. And let's just look at the Sagittarius full moon. Now, on a personal level, this is a great full moon if you want to break through some kind of barrier. Yes. Yeah, Sagittarius energy is optimistic. And now Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius, has moved into the sign of Cancer, the sign of its exaltation, where it's lifted up. It has a special seat at the table. It is Jupiter is protective. It's the largest planet thought to protect the Earth from space junk. Now, in the sign of Cancer, Cancer is nativistic. Cancer rules home and foundation. Cancer rules the nation. So Jupiter in Cancer suggests that there are going to be an expansion of policies because Jupiter and Saturn are the social planets that speak about where the collective is in regards to themes of politics, culture, religion. Jupiter and Saturn do this. Um, Law, that sort of thing. Yeah, so we're going to be seeing an expansion of nationalistic policies, and Jupiter is squaring Saturn. It's exact on the 15th, the Sunday, the day after the parade. The same Mars transits come in early. So there's probably going to be a very explosive energy at these protests where people are mad. I hope no one gets hurt, but if you're going, I would expect there is a potential somewhere. It's not going to be everywhere, but somewhere there could be some real upheaval, and these people have itchy trigger fingers that, like, who knows? They just pulled some of these ICE people off the street, it looks like, and just gave them a badge and a gun, is what it feels like. Yeah. So who knows how hot-headed, how well-trained any of these people are, so they could go off half-cocked. So, wearing something to protect your face, especially your eyes and your ears. I think it's important to protect your ears. Mars rules hearing, and Mars square Uranus could be that they do some kind of sonic thing, some sound weapon. They did this in Belarus recently, um, to disperse the crowd. So just protect your eyes and your ears would be my recommendation, because it's possible they could, if crowds get, or they don't even have to get out of control. It's possible that they could be, the president has said you're going to get his full force. He's trying to scare people to not protest. He's just bringing more people to the streets anyway. Yeah, it's interesting. And this full moon, if you look at the US, this full moon is conjunct our Mars. So this just tells you again, see, the moon is in the first house of the vitality of the country, the people, the how we're look, and it's squaring the people, square Neptune and Virgo. This is another reason why, and there's 2 degrees separating. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the degrees can be like days or weeks. So Neptune and Virgo, like there's that makes me concerned about people's safety, because look at moon opposite Mars. The sun is on Mars. He's like, attack the people. Yeah, so just be careful. And what else did I want to say about that? I think that's enough. But it's interesting. The new moon in Gemini 2 weeks ago was at 6 Gemini, right on the 2 degrees from the Uranus of the country. So this upheaval 2 weeks later is not unexpected, and now the sun is on Mars. But the next new moon is going to be at 4 Cancer on our Venus Jupiter. Mm. Things It'll be really interesting to see what happens with this protest, because something that's happening with Donald Trump is that Jupiter in Cancer is going to go into his 11th house, and it's coming to his Venus, and it's going to station on his Venus. So his popularity with the public could be growing. So if people, like, first of all, some protesters are flying Mexican flags, which several psychics and myself, I call myself an intuitive, not a psychic, but I get psychic downloads, got false flag. I've been getting this for months, that there would be some kind of false flag event. I thought it might be some kind of terror thing, but I think it's what I saw with people the waving the waving the flags, the Mexican flags. So, and people watching from home in other areas, if these protests get really out of control, the people may be more in line with saying, hey, you need to get this under control, and be increasing his popularity. So really pay attention to the president's popularity as Jupiter gets to his Venus in November. It's stationed on his Venus. Now, this could also be maybe Jupiter on his Venus, like lots of that could also be something health related, where everybody's sending him well wishes or something like that. But because it's happening right when Uranus is squaring his ascendant. Yeah, but I don't know. It could just be his popularity is increasing, or like expect the unexpected. I mean, he's got Uranus squaring his ascendant three times, so expect the unexpected. But my expectation is there's going to be a lot of Uranian events that he's doing, where sudden shocks, breaking norms, doing things we've never seen before, like sending the Marines into a US city, pitting people against citizens. And it'll be really interesting to see what happens when Uranus goes into the sign of Gemini on July 7th. So this is going to be sustained. If you're anywhere on the West Coast, I would stock up a little bit, because just so you don't have to, if you live like, especially if you live like in a city, so you don't have to go out to the store if there's a lot of upheaval. If you look at the next new moon, look how close Uranus is to the ascent. This is not going to be over just this weekend. Whatever is happening, because Uranus is on the ascendant and Algol, the beheading star, is here, this suggests, well, the country, we are destroying ourselves from within, is essentially what's happening. We're so divided, and fighting against each other is terrible. Um, but this looks like there is going to be a lot of upheaval in June. Now, maybe it's just financial. There's something that happens that's financial that causes people a lot of stress. But with Pluto, I mean, it could be, there's big things coming pretty in in and it could be just the president exercising control over the people. This could be symbolic of martial law being declared with Pluto at the top, and uh because of something with Mars here, I think something that's happening, yeah, at the parade or something. Yeah, it's big stuff. It's big stuff. It's we are in a turning point in history, the huge turning point in history, the history of the country, where, you know, we'll see where we go from here. We're in a new world. Um, yeah, we're in a new world. The fight to stop authoritarianism, yeah, taking our rights away, this Palantir, taking every piece of information about us, sorting us, giving us credits, scores. Yeah, there's a lot coming. And yeah, I'm really interested to see how Jupiter going through the president's 11th house is going to show up, because it suggests, oh, maybe that's just him getting what he wants from Congress, or him getting all this money from, it could be, a lot of this could just be about the wealth he's getting from, because people are paying or buying meme coins so that pardon, he'll pardon them. The like Qatar gave him that airplane. He's getting all kinds of money and gifts and things. People are paying, like buying all his meme coins so they can meet with him. It's like all this corruption. So maybe it's not popularity, maybe it's just corruption. But uh, Jupiter on Venus, to me, would be suggested of increasing popularity. We'll see what happens. we'll see what happens. You never know. There could be an event that causes a huge turning point. I was talking to a reporter who was interviewing me, and one thing, I'm just going to pray for this. Uranus square his ascendant could be a turning point for the president where he is awakened to a different way of being. Like at his solar return, the sun is on his midheaven, squaring the nodes. Like he's at a karmic choice point, and maybe something will happen where he's awakened to something that he wants to make some changes, and he suddenly decides he wants, maybe Uranus going into Gemini. He gets insights into how much chaos he's causing and makes a change, like something inside him changes, and he wants to, I mean, this is the chance of this happening is the chance of a camel crawling through the eye of a needle, but one can hope that, yeah, and he makes some changes to start to bring everyone together. Yeah, okay. What what am I smoking? Nothing. So I probably should stop talking about something that's likely never happening. So anyway, I one other announcement to make is that I am going to be one of the presenters at the Cosmic Shift Retreat at OPA. We're doing with OPA Astrology. Let me pull. Yes, October 15th through 19th in Park City, Utah. It's going to be fantastic. I am going to be teaching a 3 day, and look at these amazing teachers. I can't believe I'm in the same company as Lynn, Rick, and Rachel, but I am. It's going to be, I'm going to be doing uh, a workshop on predictive astrology. You can figure it out if you, oh, immersion track. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, and you can just anyway, it's my predictive astrology track and it shows you, it gives you all the information about this. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I would love to have you join me for 3 day intensive on predictive astrology. We went to Utah last year. This place is absolutely phenomenal. It's easy to get to. It's really near Salt Lake City. There are all kinds of amazing events with peer groups, consulting skills, astronomy for astrologers, and workshop immersion. It's going to be spectacular. I cannot wait. It's going to be so good. Oh, we had such a wonderful time last year. It was incredible. Incredible. Great place. Connection, community, collaboration, laughter, fun, delicious food. It was just everything. Yes, it was. So go to opaastrology.org if you want to join us. And I would love to have you. It's going to be wonderful. So thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful and insightful for you to understand like the connection between Newsom and the president and seeing the moon phase families. I didn't talk that much about it, but yeah, like how they have that connection with the Sagittarius energy and the Gemini energy, and how they're at another crossroads that feels fated. And take good care of yourself. This is a time where we we're in immense change. I am staying positive and thinking that we shall overcome, and that the future after the breakdown, which is symbolized by, all the outer planets, all changing signs in early degrees of yang signs is a big deal. I mean, Saturn and Neptune are in Aries. Pluto is now in, and has been actually since 2023 on and off, but Pluto moves so slow in the early degrees of Aquarius, which is an air sign. Air signs are the collective. Air signs speak to, are humane. They're about people. Well, Pluto and Aquarius is the collective. I'm tired. It's like 11:30 at night. I should go to bed. Anyway, and then Uranus is going to go into Gemini. So Uranus in Gemini, trine Pluto and Aquarius, there is going to be a lot of change in our daily, and just with the people and our daily lives. The South Node's in Virgo, like systems and structures are being reimagined, sucked away, changed. But yeah, it's difficult. It's not easy, but I'm going to be optimistic that we are going to make better changes after we go through this difficult period, hopefully to have a more equitable society in the future where the people have more power, and we just don't keep letting the wealthy, letting money get into politics so much is why we're I think in part here. But anyway, I'm going on and on. So anyway, take good care. I hope this was informative. Thank you for watching.